Pleasant day. This is Freddie Abando. Welcome to Nation in Motion. This morning, we're privileged to have with us Mr. Jesus Arranza, who is a veteran of the coconut industry, to discuss its current state and its future. Good morning, sir, for joining us here on Nation
in Motion. Good morning, Fred, and good morning to all the viewers.
Now, if you look at the coconut industry, how promising is the future, and where are we right now?
Well, right now, we are dealing with a big volume of palm oil. You know, palm oil in Malaysia is producing a lot. They have been extending their planting. And in Indonesia, they are now growing more palm oil than in Malaysia. And Indonesia has an advantage of carrying two oils. They're producing coconut as well as palm. And they export whichever has a premium in the world market. And they use domestically that without premium. So in our coconut industry, we have overcapacity. That's a given.
What do you mean?
Overcapacity in crushing. There are more than enough oil mills. It's 3 times the supply of copra. So everybody is competing in the buying of copra. And but the price in the world market, surprisingly, this is rather unusual because the price of palm oil is usually lower than coconut, but the past few weeks it has been higher than coconut. But I know this is just temporary. This will correct. The future of coconut is bright as far as high value products are concerned. If we can produce higher value products from coconut, like food supplement, medicines, and like what we are doing now, we are trying to come up with a product that will cure or prevent Alzheimer. So these are high value because if we will continue with what we are doing, we are competing in the edible oil market. The edible oil market will easily be and by the palm oil industry.
Is it a limited market for us right now? But you know, coconut is now the major export earner for agriculture.
Yes, I know. But we are exporting crude coconut oil. In some cases, we export refined oil. But these are intermediate products. These are not finished products yet. So if we can transform them into finished product of higher value, like what I said, oleochemicals, if we can transform it to food supplement, it will be higher value, and it will filter down to the coconut farmers and utilize palm in the domestic market. Well, of course, coconut people will say, yes, it's a traitor to the coconut industry. No, it's not, because what I'm talking is a plantation of palm also in the Philippines, like what Indonesia is doing.
So you're proposing a mix, but you know, you're proposing a replanting, and there's a massive coconut replanting program of the Aquino administration. Don't you think that, I mean, if you had palm oil and at the same time coconut together, that will, mean a lot more resources that has to be funded by government?
What are we doing with the 70 billion? And not only that, if we will do a planting of palm, there are interested people from Malaysia that will come in and have a joint venture. Like I don't have to. I will not mention name because they had talked to me, and I will just hold it in confidence first.
No, let's go to the 70 billion. The Coco Levy Fund, which is now in the hands of the National Treasury. You have made a proposal to this, but this will require legislation from both the House and the Senate. What will this do for our farmers?
Well, I was suggesting that the entire money be used to buy government securities. That's the most secured one. No? Then you spend only the interest. If the interest, as we estimate, of 70 billion, that will be about 3.5 billion. So 1 billion for research to go into higher value. Let us prepare ourselves that this market of edible oil market will be eaten up by palm oil. That's given, Fred, because a palm oil plantation can produce 5 to 6 tons of oil per hectare.
Compared to coconut.
Is 450 kilos. So you don't need a genius to come up with a computation. So given that, let's do a plantation of palm here. But in the case of coconut, the 1 billion can be used for research, 1.5 billion can be used for replanting program per year, and then another billion can be used to do a intercropping for the farmers, livelihood, scholarship, and health program for the coconut farmers.
Now, if you're talking about 1.5 billion for replanting, which areas will this cover? Is this all over the country from north to south, or the aging coconut trees only?
Not only the aging, it should include areas which are not planted to coconut yet. For instance, in the north, Cagayan, we have La Union 2 and 3. These are normally non-coconut producing. Plant coconut there. You cannot plant palm oil in that area anyway. So you plant palm oil in the southern Philippines because that is within that belt of Malaysia and Indonesia. So if you have the two oils now, in the case of palm, you invite investors to come. There are interested investors from Malaysia.
Will that be a major dollar earner, palm oil?
Yes.
Like, I mean, compare that to coconut. But don't you think it will kill coconut?
No, it will not. We have a sample in Indonesia. Indonesia has been doing that. They play with the two oils. It will not. It can coexist. One is for in use, the other one is for edible
But,
use.
you know, would palm plantations benefit our farmers? Why not coconut? Because they will benefit more. They have been in poverty before. Now you are making use of coco levy money to benefit them.
No, the coco levy will be used only for coconut farmers. The palm plantation, you get investors. There are so many willing investors will come. There are those who are investing already. In Palawan, there is a few area which is planted. So if we can ask those guys who are interested to do a partnership with the Filipinos, then we will have that plantation here. It will take how? It will take about 3 years for it to bear fruits. So another 2 years for it to the fruit-bearing capabilities.
Now, let's go to the 1 billion that will go to farmers. How will that benefit them? Masyado nang matagal na naghihintay sila.
Yung mga farmers naman, most of them, they agree with this scheme. Yung iba lang, they don't agree. But the problem is, how do you distribute the money to the farmers? Do you know how much they contributed? Each one of them.
Who will determine that?
That's why the decision of the Supreme Court is a wise decision. It is government money, but to be used exclusively for the benefit of the coconut farmers and the development of the coconut industry.
But you know, you have also other contending claimants like the oil mills. So how do you ensure that farmers get the maximum benefit from this 1 billion that you're proposing?
That much anymore. If we are all considered government, then there's no other claimants. This is government money.
So you can say that this can be distributed equitably to the farmers.
Not distribute money, because I'll ask you. First, how do you determine how much will farmer A receive or farmer B? Number 2 question is, were those farmers, the levy had stopped in 1982. So, are those farmers, those people who become farmers after 1982, will they receive? Okay. They have not contributed anything. So that's why I said, the government decision is good. It will be government money, but to be used for the coconut farmers.
Anyway, thank you, sir, for joining us this morning on Nation in Motion.
You're welcome.
That's Mr. Jesus Arranza of CIIF and one of the pioneers, one of the major players in the coconut industry in this country. For Nation in Motion, this is Freddie Abando.